What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the politics and BS. So Wanda Sykes was on a Stephen Colbert late night show recently, and she said something that I pretty much said a few weeks ago. And it's how a lot of people feel, especially, honestly, Black people, because most of us who were going to vote and who did vote, we were trying to sound the clarion call to let you all know that this is not it. This, other person that was running who took over the nominee spot from Joe Biden is pretty much our best option against this clown. But you all didn't want to listen. And now here we are, going into 4 months into this craziness. And he is infecting not just this entire nation, but the world. I mean, he's turning off allies. He is stubborn. He is prejudiced. He's racist. He's not a Christian, although I know a lot of these Christians out here love to worship him or claim that God told them that this is the best option to be the president of this. Like that stuff just really irks my nerves. But yeah. So she said something that I have been saying when it comes to all of the protesting. I'm all for people protesting. I'm just not going to be one of the ones doing it. And I'm not saying because I'm not protesting, it means that I am for this crazy lunatic that is on the brink of dementia. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to get out there and protest in anybody's streets, because more likely than not, somebody that looks like me is going to wind up being a target in these streets versus being somebody that is going to be a participant in these rallies or these protests and things like that and it be beneficial. So I protested in the voting booth, but she said something. I'm just going to try to play a little clip of it because it's pretty much what I have been saying. And that's the thing. I mean, nothing like that is happening, but that's the thing. It's like our ancestors, those who came before us, they were out there getting sprayed down by water hoses, getting bitten by dogs, beaten by cops, all of this stuff. And the protesting that these people are doing, they're not having to deal with any of that stuff. And good for them. But you get out there and walk in these streets and hurt your feet and do all of the stuff that people do in these rallies and in these protests, because my protest was in the voting booth and people allowed this crazy lunatic to get a third opportunity, a third opportunity to be in this position. We know that he lost and he keeps talking about still the 2020 election and how it was stolen and it was rigged and this and that and the other. Like, you all can't see that something is wrong with this person's mind. He is insane, on the brink of dementia, and he's still talking about he won the 2020 election. And truth of the matter is, he didn't win it. And if we want to be 100% honest and transparent, when it comes to the most recent one, there were a lot of things that were done to manipulate, to have him have the opportunity to become number 47. And all because a Black or you want to call him biracial or whatever. Yeah, he had a white mom and a African dad, Barack Obama, because this man had the audacity to win two elections, serve two terms. How dare his black ass be in that office? And that crazy lunatic kept talking about he was not born in this country. The hatred and the racism that seeps through his pores and comes out of his mouth, and people still felt like he had the right stuff, and this is the person that should be in office. It's like, this is what you all asked for. And so I get where Wanda Sykes is coming from, and I said some of the same things too, but unfortunately, it does affect the people that looks like us the most. I mean, he's out here cutting aid for nations where people who look like me are suffering and starving, and cutting that aid, it's not going to do anything better for us. Tariffs are in place, and he's talking about, oh well, I guess your little girl can't have $10 or $20. They can just have $2. I mean, the ridiculousness that comes out of his mouth when this man is pissing in gold toilets, and just dumb stuff, right? Where it's like, can we just allow the hatred that seeps through this person to be like rid from us? If he wants to be hateful, let him be hateful. But why would you allow somebody like that who is so hateful to be the leader of this nation? I'm not saying that every president before him was perfect. I mean, hell, we know how this country was built. We know how it was taken. I don't need to go back into the vaults of history to pull everything out to tell you about all of the treacherous things that have been done. I know that this is not a perfect nation, but a lot of our ancestors fought for things to become better and to be perfected. And you are going to allow someone who could not stand the fact that a black man was in the White House, you allowed him to become the president because he hates Barack Obama. He hates him. Okay? And now we have been dealing with this insane in the membrane dude for the last 10 years. Like, seriously. And if we want to, like, we could go before that, because he started that birther thing and talking about President Barack Obama not being born in this country before 2015. So I'm just here to say Wanda Sykes is talking about the same things that I said. She went on the Stephen Colbert show to say, y'all need to come get him because y'all gonna have to do it this time. We ain't doing it. And I 100% agree. And not just because we're tired, but also I just truly believe because they're the ones that created this mess, and this is the majority, they're going to have to be the ones to correct it. Although we know that some of the Latinas and Latinos, Hispanics, they voted for this clown because they were prejudiced as well. They could not see a biracial or black or Indian or whatever they wanted to call her, Kamala Harris, couldn't see her sitting in the position of authority as the leader of the free world. So they would rather vote for the prejudiced and racist white man that couldn't stand them. And now some of their family members are either sitting in ICE detention or have been deported. And there was this one Hispanic chick, I cannot find that video clip, but she was on a panel of 3, and they were talking about the election after 45/47 got an opportunity that he did not deserve with this last election. And she had the nerve to sit up there and say Kamala Harris is as dumb as a box of rocks. I wonder how many of her family members are sitting in ICE detention or have been deported or waiting at the borders and can't get in here. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful. And now I'm going to say bye.